Hi, let's make some queso fresco today. My name is Julio, a host today. So we're getting our cow. We got our cow. She is a Jersey producing A2 protein milk with high butter concentrate. So she gives us a lot of good milk so we can make some queso. So let's get it. Alright, so first we're going to start out with putting some of the rennet. The rennet we're using is Guajamas. The Guajamas comes from Guadalajara. That's where we got it from. We imported it from there. My parents got it from out there. So what we're going to do, we're going to start off by putting a cap full worth on the milk. And then we're going to stir it, mix it in. The temperature of the milk does have to be around 90 degrees or to 100, and then you have to allow 40 minutes for it to harden. So right now what we're doing, we're cutting the curd in the whey, so it's the whole milk that just hardened, so we had to slice it so we allow the suero to come out a lot quicker. So we're cutting it into squares, and then from there we're going to let it rest for a minute or two. This process is very satisfying because like you just see it kind of looks like tofu to me. So yeah, so just enjoy us looking at me cut this. As you can see, the consistency is going to be like a jello consistency, as you can see when I move it. Then from there, once starts to give the sway, normally I like to crumble it into like very fine blobs, and then from there it's gonna be sort of shredded by hand onto the mold and strain it with some cheesecloth. So look, you can see the little squares we made, and how we're gently just mushing it up. Just be very soft with it. I do like it very fine, just so I can get the texture of the cheese pretty fine. So just mix until you get the fine consistency you're looking for. So once again, I keep on doing that until there's no like big balls or big pieces of the jello thing, the curd. So now you can see all the little balls that are formed that are separating from the whey. We get those curds from the whole mix. We get a strainer, transfer it over, and then it'll be about 5 strainers worth of curd you're gonna transfer. It'll make approximately about 2 pounds or so. Then you add like 1 tablespoon of sea salt on there. So once again, I'm gonna put it on the cheesecloth. I'm gonna press it so I can remove the sway. Press it, remove the sway, and then add the salt. Mix it in, then we're going to put it onto a mold. Up. You can see how much scoops I have put in there with the strainer. Normally I do this so I can separate the whey from the curd. It's very jello-like consistency. Now I'm gonna just grab it with the cheesecloth, twist it around, add some pressure all around, and then from there I'll be removing all the whey from the cheese mix. So right there you can see all the whey coming on the sides, getting removed by the cheesecloth. So once that gets a little bit more of a firmer consistency, I like to mix it up again, and that's when I add the salt. I do put actual sea salt, granulated sea salt, onto the cheese, and then I mix it around, and then I will be putting it in the mold. Oops, sorry, yeah, that thing fell, but I'm by no means no professional, but you know, we're doing what we're told, and I try to pass this down from the recipe from my mother, the way she does it, her method. If you guys have any tips or new methods I can try, please let me know. You can feel free to like, subscribe, share this. Like I said, message me if you guys have any tips and tricks. I'll definitely take that into account. We are a new little farm in Brentwood. We have 2 acres. We have cow, goats, horses, chickens, anything you need, we got. Alright, so you can see me now with the cheese cloth and so on. I will in a minute transfer it over to a mold. That mold roughly holds about 2 pounds. Yeah, so I like to see this consistency at this moment. You can see how it's just getting more of a dry consistency. And that's kind of what we're looking for. I don't like doing it too dry because it gets very clumpy, but I do like a little mushiness to the cheese. Kind of reminds me of the Queso Fresco from El Mexicano, so that's just my goal in life. That was really good. Alright, so there you go. So now we're all done. We're adding some of the sea salt at the moment. I put like about a tablespoon's worth or so, and you guys can just manually add some and then taste. So normally I kind of already know my recipe for the cheese, like for the bowl of cheese I have on there. Now you just mix it in. I like to mush it a little bit more so I can get that finer texture I like. There you go. That's me tasting it and see how it tastes. So I think I remember I do liking it. So we're not gonna add a little bit more salt. So now let's get the mold. Now that we have the mold, you can make sure you put it in there. We're going to compact it as we go. We're going to give it some turns. I did get that Amazon cheese mold from there, so feel free to go look at it from Amazon. And that little strainer thing keeps on falling, so my apologies. So there you go. What I like to do, I like compressing it and giving it a turn so I can give an equal pressure all around, I would say. Now with the cover, you can probably put more pressure on there. I just like to even it out with that and then leave it overnight in the fridge. Yeah, from there you just turn it upside down, it'll automatically come up by itself, or maybe giving it a little taps should be good. And we're also going to be making some cheese with jalapeno. So the next clip will be us making some cheese with jalapeno on there. My setup may not be the best, but you know, it works for me at the moment, so we'll see where that takes us. So now you can see I diced jalapenos. They were cut in halves, so I just diced them to a smaller area. We're gonna mix it in already with the curd that we got. We're gonna mix it in there until we get the consistency we were looking for with the regular one. And we're gonna follow all the process we did with the first one. It's just the same thing, nothing changes. The only thing you do add is the jalapeno on there. And you're just gonna get the cheese mold and mold it into the cheese you would want. I mean, if there's any other molds you guys want to use, feel free. There's a lot of methods out there that people use. So I'm just using this. It's easy, quick, and reliable. Also, this is our first YouTube video, any how-to. So please have some mercy on me. We're not, we're quote-unquote first-generation farmers here in the US. So we're just trying to do the best we can and bring the artisanal, the homemade stuff back to our new generations. So, like I said, any advice you guys may have or any way we can do it better, please let us know. Like I said. So now here, going back to the video, we do have some jalapeno going back into the cheese mold. And we're just gonna compact that. I did add some bigger slices on there just for a little visual effect on the cheese. So you're gonna see when I flip it over, you're gonna be able to see the difference in the cheese and the way the jalapeno comes out. You just turn it around, add the pressure on there so you can compact and get the little whey out of the place. So with all of this, a lot of the whey that it's left over, you guys can use it to make some requesón. The requesón is very soft. We like it. It's just one more thing to do. Very tedious type of work to get it done. But as you can see, when we use that little press, it evens out the cheese. So here we go. So now we're turning it over on the pan. From the pan, you can see how well formed they look. They're not coming apart, very sturdy. And you can see a little bit of more weight on the plate itself. And that's the first cheese we made. You can see we have the jalapeno on there. And this is the whey, the leftover whey. This is what you can make requesón with. But like I said,
subscribe and share your comments and subscribe to our channel. Bye.